So, let's talk about these emails going around.
What
These
emails?
you haven't heard Jon
What
Gruden.
emails?
Jon Gruden.
What private emails?
Wait, we need to get the censor every time we say Jon Gruden. Wait, help me out. All right.
It might get canceled.
So former Raiders head coach Jon Gruden.
4 years into a 10-year deal, right?
Yes, 4 years. Was forced to resign, pushed out because of emails he sent back in 2011. He said NFL executive...
Over 10 years ago.
Yes. NFL executive DeMaurice Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires. David, thoughts?
Well, I just don't understand, right, how you could go 10 years, right? 10 years in private emails. Apparently, he wasn't even working for the NFL at the time he sent those emails, right? But so here's my real question, right? So like a mean, vindictive bitch the NFL is, right? I don't get how so like they didn't have access to these emails at all?
I don't know. I don't understand why they're surfacing now in
Yeah, like
2021.
you don't know, like, so it's like when you're in, like, it's like when you're like 30 years into a shitty ass marriage, right? And the bitch knows what you cheated on her like 30 years ago, but she don't say nothing. She don't say nothing, right? She uses it, she puts it in her back pocket, right? And then she finally whips it out one fucking day, and she's like, "Well, you did this way back when." You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly they never forget, and they only bring it up at...
bring it up. Just use the other seat, guy. I can't pretend. We all know what the seats squeak. All right, guys, a little off track. We got a full official setup. We're still trying to figure out the odds and ends with certain things.
We do have real microphones though.
So that
it finally came in.
So that's all good stuff.
Now I'm comfortable.
Yeah, thank God. I don't have to hear the fucking thing squeaking every 5 seconds and pretend that I don't hear it. But so going back to this, right? So what do you say? What did Jon Gruden say in the official emails per se?
Well, he described DeMaurice Smith. He said apparently things that were sexist and homophobic. Those comments I don't believe were released. And now you have players crying. You got players asking
taking
for
days
personal
off.
days.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
For something that happened 10 years ago. Now, listen, let me give my thoughts about this. If he said something that was like really racist, still 10 years ago, I could maybe understand it. If he said, like, I feel like this is like a stretch, not even a bit of a stretch. It's stretch.
This is whose feelings could we hurt? I don't see. I think none of those people have actually been in like an NFL an actual locker room, even from like middle school. I've said some horrific things, right?
Yeah, that's locker room talk.
Exactly. It's just typical locker room talk. You don't expect that to, and you don't expect those conversations to be recorded, right?
You think all 90 players on a roster talk so professional in the locker room?
Have you noticed, right? And when they do mic'd up, all the player who's mic'd up has to go around saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm mic'd up." Let's probably not say anything fucked up.
Yeah, right.
That's what they do, and that's what happens.
Have you heard the referees' conversations on the field when they forgot their mics are on?
No. No. How much is Tom paying us this week?
It's locker room talk.
Well, yeah. What do
and
you
the whole
expect?
stadium's like, "Oh my God, he said that." It's like he's an adult and he knows those words.
Yeah, it's like it's free speech. Like and here's like, and you got to look at the context. Jon Gruden says he used the slur he used against that guy's lips, right? And here's my problem, right? Right now I got the squeaky chair. Okay. So, if you look at a giraffe, do you say it's not big? Do you say that's not a tall giraffe, right? When you look at a hippo, do you not say that's kind of a fat animal, right? Like, do you look at things and make observations and say the opposite? Now, all right, if I see a fat person and I'd look like a dumbass saying they were skinny. You know, that's
right.
Just how it is. Now, if the man had big lips, he has big lips. Okay, that's what it is. I'm sorry. People are so quick to pull the race card.
He didn't say it to his face. He said it to a buddy of his.
But in Jon Gruden was like, the context was like, if you got rubber lips, you just I don't get. He was saying that he lies or something because he has rubber lips. You know, the Michelin tire reference.
I feel like obviously you don't like. Have you ever wanted to make like a smart comment about somebody, but you kind of wait for them to walk away, and then you kind of whisper it in your buddy's ear, and then you two laugh about it. Like that's how I kind of took it.
But
like,
another thing is like an email too. Like, why are you talking shit in an email? Has anybody ever heard of a text message? They had text messages back then.
Yeah, well, I mean, all those green text bubbles, People still had those slide-out keyboards at that time, I think. Maybe
sidekicks. I don't know, way before my time. But once again, you got to go back 10 years ago to find some bullshit. But that's how woke the NFL is, right? And that's what I really think is hilarious. The NFL just acts like every single one of these guys are just saints, right? Because let's not remember Greg Hardy, Ray Lewis. Like half the NFL stars are either A, killed somebody or attempted to kill somebody, right?
Right.
Cowboys DB just got caught with a DUI last fucking week. So this idea of every NFL player or any fucking sports icon being this wholesome good guy, no, it's a complete fraud. It's a complete fraud and it's a lie. But that goes to show the disconnect, right, from the woke NFL and the actual NFL. The NFL's gotten super woke. The whole end racism shit and the whole like they're putting the LGBT flag into the emblem and shit. It's just like you're pandering so much. It's such a pander. You can't say like. I think just because there's not a lot of black people owning NFL teams, everybody's like, oh, all these white guys own the teams and they're just telling what the black people what to do. Shut the fuck up! Like it's just so annoying.
That's another. You're gonna call Jon Gruden racist when probably 80% of the team is not white.
Yeah. That's my problem too. Like people act like, all right, I'm a black guy. I say,
do not cancel us.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I know how other. I'm not from. See, this is like I'm not even. I'm going into a rabbit hole. I'm not from Africa, right? So I wouldn't say I'm a black American, right? I know how I greet other black Americans. We have our way. We say certain things to us, right? And you change the last letter of a word, and it seems to be okay. And to sit here and act like these NFL players are in that locker room talking all types of shit, right?
Oh yeah.
It's so far from the truth. It is, and half the NFL sees it too because the ratings are down. I've heard.
It's all grown men in the locker room. This isn't preschool. This isn't kindergarten. Like it's
Aaron
grown
Hernandez.
men.
You look at some of these people that are in the NFL, right? Perfect example, right? My boy who just got signed to the Chiefs. Gordon.
Josh Gordon,
yeah. Look at that guy. He's addicted to smoking weed. He's addicted to drugs. But yet that man gets chance after chance after chance.
Yeah.
All the time. So it goes to show if you have look at AB. AB had a ticket for going 200 miles on the highway, I think, or 100 miles or some shit like that. Got a ticket for that. Threw a couch over a fucking balcony and almost got arrested. Almost hit a child. I don't know what happened to that. He probably had to pay somebody to shut up. But like
his sexual assault case was never closed, as far as I know.
Exactly. There's so much shit in the NFL that act like, oh, well, we don't want to hurt a couple of people's feelings. And then you go back to the team, right? The tight end who came out as gay, good for him. I don't really see how that furthers your NFL career, but hey, if you want to be an activist, who am I to stop you? But it happened 10 years ago, right? I'm pretty sure in the emails he called Jon Gruden a pussy. I mean, he is. Like, I didn't say that, YouTube, right? Jon Gruden said that. Quote, a pussy, quote, end quote. So I just don't get why people nowadays want to act like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I need days off. My feelings are hurt. Like, oh, who would have thought I played with such a monster? I think like, and that goes to everybody, even in your actual work life, right? If you knew the thoughts of the people, like everyday people, right? You probably wouldn't like some people, and you probably love some people.
Right.
But to sit here and act like, to sit here and take a private conversation and blow it up like this is this dude's, like number one marching, beating his drum to this shit. He's just talking shit about black people, gay people, just slurring it up over there, just a complete racist. It's a lie. It is a lie.
That wouldn't be good. But I wouldn't label
it wouldn't be good, exactly. But you know what? They probably wouldn't take them 10 years to find something.
No. If somebody legitimately thinks that about somebody, it's going to be everywhere. Exactly. You don't have to dig deep for that kind of stuff. And then apparently the Washington football team, they were somehow involved too. Another executive was wrapped up in the emails. So they decided to kind of cover up the backlash. They decided to retire Sean Taylor's number at halftime last week.
You know who I've got a real beef with?
What?
If you watch that Sean Taylor memorial.
I didn't even watch it.
You're disrespectful.
Was it like a no effort put in type of thing? Like,
yeah, it's a lot. You're telling me now you're gonna retire that man's jersey?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Now, yeah, of course it was a cover up.
Right. No, I agree with that 100%.
But this is gonna get a little bit off topic. Pat Mahomes, he has a brother. Mm-hmm. Look up his name.
I've heard.
I don't know his name. His brother, big TikTok guy. So there's a video of him pouring water on a Baltimore Ravens fan, right?
Jackson Mahomes.
Oh my, what a douchebag. This guy had the audacity to make a TikTok on the sectioned off area that they had with Sean Taylor's number, right?
On the
memorial, right? And if you look at the track record,
I didn't even hear about this.
You look at their track record though. Him, Pat Mahomes' wife, and his brother. Those two guys are just ruining this man's name. Right? They're all over social media doing these dumbass TikToks. And if you want to go do some TikTok shit, that's fine. But Pat Mahomes' brother Jackson, his only claim to fame is because his brother is that fucking good. That's his only claim to fame. You look at his face, this man definitely puts Neutrogena on his face before he goes to bed. I want to slap the piss out of him. He's never been in a fight. You can tell his face has never been punched before. His parents, guaranteed, don't discipline him, right? And Pat Mahomes' wife looked like she's been smoking something. Cigarettes, crack, I don't know the difference.
She can afford it now. She's secured that bag.
She's set
for life.
Oh, yeah. And I really don't, and I think that was super disrespectful. I thought it was super disrespectful the way the Washington football team did that half-ass memorial bullshit. That shit should have been way better than what it actually was. It should have put more. It's everybody knows the bullshit, dude. Yeah. We all know you're trying to cover it up and look nice.
I would have rather just bite the bullet and actually give him a proper retirement, or they should have done it maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. I'm no genius, but. Just bite the bullet and prepare for the backlash, because you're gonna get backlash for anything and everything nowadays. You just have to.
But it's the idea of childish bullshit. And once again, if you got to go back 10 years to talk shit, it's like, all right, dude. Like at this point, you're just trying to find shit to talk about. You're just trying to push the envelope. Like, and that's what it is. It's all this cancel culture. I mean, if you they act like no one that watches the NFL is a regular guy. They act like that's just that's not a conversation they have. They act like people don't greet themselves with the N-word at the A at the end. They act like that's just not something that happens. That happens all the time. I'm sorry you never lived in the real world. I'm sorry you never talked to a black guy. It's just what it is.
Right.
I can tell from experience. It's funny, right? I go out to Montauk. That is like the richest part of Long Island. Super rich, right?
Okay. Yep.
Lo and behold, saw a black guy. And you know what it is, right? If you watch Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, where the black guy finally, where the other black kid comes to the school and it just shines down on him. I go into the liquor store because they're trying to find an ATM, and all of a sudden I see this black dude walk out with dreads, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he goes, oh my God, another black guy. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think we were here. I'm shit. How long they have you? I was expecting them to start crying and say, get out, get out of here. But that's the world we live in. I don't think why people want to be so PC until it bites them in the ass, right? I guarantee it, right? Let any of these soft ass motherfuckers try to go into an Xbox Live party playing Modern Warfare 2 in like 2010, 2012. Some of the horrific shit they say about your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard some stuff that are worse, right? From some random ass dude in the middle of fucking
some other 10-year-old.
country. Yeah, as a 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just hilarious. If people want to say it, people will be PC till it bites them in the ass. But it's starting to bite a lot of people in the ass, though. Mm-hmm. Because once again, right? Wait till some shit happens with Roger Goodell, right? Yeah. There's phones everywhere. And my boy Urban Meyer knows stuff about that too.
I mean, you see people going to Josh Allen's Twitter account from 15 years ago and finding like the craziest stuff, and I'm like, you can't judge. I mean, I've said some stupid things too, but
Yeah, like they
People-
that's again,
people
Randy
change.
Moss crying like a bitch.
People change and evolve as life goes on.
Yeah, you experience shit. You grow up. You mature. I don't
Right.
understand why people act like this is what he's just beating his drum to every night, and he's just going on these racist excursions and rallying fucking people up. Like, I don't. That's a complete lie, right? And another thing, right? It makes me ashamed that Randy Moss, right, had the audacity, the other gall, the balls to go sit there as a black man and cry like a bitch like that, right? You like, what? Are you serious? You're gonna give me some crocodile tears? What? You must be like 10 years ago, Randy. Get the fuck over it. Get the fuck. You want something to cry about? Cry about you not getting a Super Bowl ring. Cry about that shit. That's something to cry about. But something that happened 10 years ago, the man has big lips. Get over it. Get over it. Jon Gruden has no lips. You see the way he fucking bites his upper lip? There you go. You make observations about people. You get over it. You soft ass motherfucker. I don't get it. I don't understand. What is it nowadays with everybody wanting to be a bitch? Everybody wants to be a soft ass bitch, right? Randy Moss, right? Such a great wide receiver. A strong man is out there crying on national television about a fucking comment in an email. You're a bitch. You're a full-blown bitch. Full-body bitch, right? And you know what? I got something else to say, right? I had somebody listen to the podcast, right? Listen, he goes,
Right.
He goes, Dave, I think you swear too much. I'm like, you can go fuck yourself, guy, because I have no words. You're just a full-blown bitch. I don't get it. Oh my god, it irks me, dude. It makes, dude, alright, I guarantee there is no regular ass black dude today, who has a regular ass job that was so hurt by it. I can't. Imagine if I called my boss and was like, hey, you hear those emails? Yeah, I need a couple of days off. That hurt me deep. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Like, what? And I get it, Randy played for the Raiders, right?
Yes,
exactly. So I get it. Maybe you might have some like emotional connection with the team, but once again, for you to sit there and
this
cry.
This is also the same guy who mooned fans and like act like he was like an angel or something.
Yes! Randy, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of these players have very dark histories, like Ray Lewis. I thought that man was a saint until I watched one YouTube video on him, and apparently he tried to kill somebody, or maybe he did kill somebody.
Maybe at a certain nightclub.
I don't know. Lines are blurred, but once again, right? People do not vilify that man.
Nobody's completely innocent.
Exactly.
Everybody needs to stop pretending to be. And the one time somebody does do something from 10 years ago, it's like, oh my God, grab the holy water. We need to execute this man.
Yeah,
and ruin his career.
Well, they want to just start canceling people. Once again, you offend one person in a room, and they will try to cancel you. Mm-hmm. They will try to do it. They do that shit all the fucking time. You see that in today's media. What?
Mine's on.
Huh?
Is mine on?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, let's go check.
We're getting new to this guy.
That's why we just gotta figure it out. Yeah, that's all right.
That's the reason why I'm the tech guy.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why I'm not.
Yeah. You wouldn't even believe it, guy. It took us like a good 10 minutes to figure out we needed D batteries.
Okay, so we're setting up, right? And he waited for me to open up the case. Such a good guy, right?
I don't understand, right? We came out and we delivered, right? We broke the bank. I'm talking about some nice ass mics, full setup. We feel professional. Once we get non-squeaky seats, you know.
And
I swear to God, IKEA fucked you over. Where did you get these seats from?
Walmart.com.
Oh, okay, Walmart.com. Okay. So they're just placeholders.
But anyway, so he opens up the thing, and he's like, oh, we need batteries for this, to plug into the, and he's like, he points to my remote, and I'm like, those are AAA batteries. He's like, I'll try them, and of course they don't fit. And so he goes to the store a minute down the street. Okay, fine, too.
You ever notice when everybody sends you someplace that just happens to be just a minute down the street? Yeah, fuck you, guy.
It's right down the street. It's a 5-minute walk, all right? And he walks in the door, and he's like, this was... How much was it?
It was $5 for two fucking
$5 for two batteries.
$2.50.
We open it right away. Oh, still doesn't fit. So we both go back.
Get the D battery.
Get the D battery because It's rectangular without the piece in the middle by process of elimination.
Process of elimination, we got it. So that's that. But let's go to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are falling apart.
Yeah, they are. I don't understand what's going on with that.
I don't. Well, I think the def. All right. The def. And this is what happens with these teams that seem to shoot straight up. I mean, they went from the AFC Championship. They almost won that one the first year. They lost. Well, the first year that Pat Mahomes started, and then they go back, win it, and then go win the Super Bowl. Right. I think I think for a fan base and for a quarterback, especially that young, you kind of got to do what. I think you have longevity when you go. Well, not longevity, but I think your career just looks a little better when you kind of have those stepping stones. Your first year you win your playoff game. Maybe second year you win 2-3 playoff games. Then you go to the second big game in the AFC or the championship, and then you go win the Super Bowl maybe after a couple of years. Because I feel like at this point, if Pat Mahomes doesn't go to the AFC Championship, every season for them is going to look like a fail.
Yeah, I mean.
And because they have a real suspect defense. Their defense has always been suspect. I mean, the defense was the first reason why they didn't go to Tom Brady beat him the first time when he was in New England. Chris Jones was offsides. I don't know how the fuck you're offsides when you could clearly see the ball is a yard behind you.
It's just hard to believe they're 3-4. The offensive talent didn't really change. As a matter of fact, their offensive line was upgraded from last year.
Yeah, it's okay, but
they spent a lot of money.
Yeah,
on that
they should have spent
line.
a lot of money on that defense. That Daniel Sorensen guy, there are so many.
Still, you see Pat Mahomes and company only putting up 3 points against the Titans. What's going on with that? I think it's overconfident.
But that goes to no. That's just Derrick Henry being that much of a threat. You know what I'm saying? A lot, even that he threw for a touchdown today. A lot of the stuff was a lot of misdirection. Tannehill had a touchdown, and you could clearly see everybody flowing to Derrick Henry. Tannehill booted to
you
the
have
other side.
to. You have no choice but to.
Exactly.
I saw a clip of that man running last week.
For somebody that big should not be able to run that fast.
As soon as he broke free.
It's gone.
Because I used to be one of those guys that said he's actually really slow. Do you remember that 99-yard touchdown run against the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Where he stiff-armed that guy?
Yeah.
I was like, that is the slowest 99-yard run
I feel like it's just because he's so big.
I have ever seen. And, you could have just pushed him out of bounds. And they're
and really you're going to look me in the face and say you could just push that man out of bounds?
If he's walking the wire, I mean,
oh really?
You really can't.
Really, Justice? Is it just that easy? Just push him.
I'm not saying I can do it.
I'll make sure to tag him in a tweet later.
I'm not saying I can do it. I'm saying other professional athletes should have gotten that idea. I don't even think they attempted to. But I'm just saying.
Pretty sure Earl Thomas has something else to say.
He is that guy you create on Madden. That's just 99 everything.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's what. It's your running back. I think he's so dynamic. He is more important than Ryan Tannehill. And I think they can definitely.
He is the heart and soul of that team.
Oh yeah, but I think Tannehill is just good enough to get them by.
I think I've said this before on the podcast. I think it's stupid to pay running backs huge amounts of money, but Derrick Henry is somebody where if it wasn't Derrick Henry, say I know he retired, but say if you just had his former backup Dion Lewis. And that was your running group. They'd be shut down every game.
Yeah.
Because they have to play against the run. They have no other choice. And the Titans know that. So that's why A.J. Brown and Julio Jones and all these other guys are getting so open.
Well, Daniel Sorensen, you got to see there's pictures of Tyrann Mathieu throwing his hands up when there's a guy 15 yards down the field past Daniel Sorensen, right? I'm not saying I'm making observations, Justin. I'm not going to say a lot of white guys play DB because they're bad. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. There's not a lot of white guys playing DB because they're bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just making observations.
I'm sure if there were good white corners in the league, Jon Gruden would have picked them up in half a second.
Is that a white guy? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wait, he took big chances on a lot of young black guys, and apparently this guy's racist. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with 90% of the NFL is black, but I'm more surprised that former offensive lineman from the Bills is on the radio.
Richie Incognito. Baby boy, this man.
I'm surprised
there was a whole bullying scandal with him when he was in Miami. That guy was almost gonna go shoot up a fucking school, and you're gonna tell me that man gets a pass? What? Reggie? Are you serious? That man gets up. That man still has a job, but you know, and you know what though? And you know what though? Because that's really who Richie Cognito is. Because any single time his name is mentioned, bro, it's not for anything football related. It's because of some racist bullshit. All right, that man, like, he's done some pretty fucked up shit, he's still getting checks to this very day. I forgot what team he's on today.
I think he's still on the Raiders.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure
If
he's on the Raiders.
But like, people want to sit here and be PC. Be PC about that. Say some shit about that. People getting on, like, get him fired. Actually, but what I'm saying is, your PC bullshit is going in the wrong direction. It doesn't make sense, because if you're really gonna go get somebody for being this so-called super racist guy, you don't go bring up something from 10 years ago. I mean, Richie Incognito, half of his shit is less than 10 years ago. You would look better talking about that shit than you would fucking talking about Jon Gruden. I don't get it, but wait till it comes after one of them. Wait till one of these owners, wait till another head coach, right? Because you look at Urban Meyer. And this whole Jon Gruden shit, right? Jon Gruden, this is Monday Night Football, he left, right? But the same thing happened with Urban Meyer, right? Man loses his game, right? And instead of flying back with his team, man goes to a restaurant, right? With the fam. A little fam time. You need to decompress. We're in the NFL. Right. This ain't college no more.
Right. A lot of stress.
Every week's playing Bama.
A lot of stress goes into this.
Right. You know, you get a couple of drinks, right? And as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know, you might see some people from your hometown and at the club that you
and
own,
all of a sudden
right?
you're a pretty cool guy. You got money.
You're cool. What is this young 20-year-old doing on me, right? And you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not doing anything, but homegirl's just throwing that thing back up on you, and you all like, well, you know, I'm a married guy, I can't touch her, you know. And that man was getting twerked on, and the fact that someone sat there and recorded that shit for like 55 seconds, and he didn't do anything, that man does not belong in the NFL. He bit off a lot more than he can show. You can tell, because first of all, he's losing games left and right. The team does not look ready to play. He's bringing in Tim Tebow and that stupid ass shit. Whatever the fuck happened with that. And did you see Tim Tebow's block? I know we're talking shit from a while ago, but come on. You had to know that they saw that shit in practice. Like, just don't do anything, but pretend you're hurt. Say you got a shoulder injury or something, dude. Like, that was a half-ass block. But that shit was crazy. And I think I think it was funny how...
See, he should have retired at halftime.
Yeah, that's some shit you do.
He should have retired right after that.
I don't. So right, if we're gonna be super PC, right? This man is married. All right, so what did he say? He cheated on his wife in some type of way. I know some women, they leave you for a lot less. You know, just say it. Just say it how it is. They leave you for a lot less. Okay. So this man has brought shame to his family, his wife, because once again, you try to put these guys, especially these coaches, in like these holy ass sacramental places to where they can do no wrong. They have no bad history. They're these just great guys. They're really not. Everybody's talking shit in the locker rooms. Everybody's saying vulgar things. That's the world we live in. I don't get over it. Stop being a pussy. Just stop.
Yeah. Everybody speaks their mind now.
Exactly. But no. No one speaks their mind now. Everybody has to speak of what's okay to say. I mean, think about it, Justin. Think about it.
Well, that's what society wants you to do.
Exactly, yeah. But, like, you can't go out there. I can't go out there and say certain things, even about COVID, you know, per se, without being, you know, either demonetized, canceled, or just getting taken off whatever platform. You know, now I have no comment on COVID. No comment. Actually, I am going to keep my
comment.
I am, you know, YouTube, I don't know. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You really can't speak their mind on anything. And I get it. If that's a platform and they want to call the shots or whatever, that's fine. But I'm just saying, we're not really in a freely speaking environment, per se, on certain topics.
That's what they like to tell you. And every single year, the list gets longer and longer of what we can't say.
Yeah, what's okay to say, what's PC. And that's what I'm saying. People act like the world's supposed to be your oyster. You know, that like cliche saying, oh, the world is yours. And, you know, it's your world, we're just living in it. No. No one gives a fuck about you or your feelings. And once you understand that, you will live a very great life. Because you're not worried about what everybody else is saying. Right. I don't get this idea. Like, if some random ass dude on the street said some fucked up shit, yeah, I'd be mad. But it's like, you're gonna leave. That person's not gonna come back into your life again. right? Is you really gonna go hunt this person down and vilify them for that shit? Like, yeah, people say some rude things. People say some fucked up shit. Get over it, right? It's not the end all be all of your life. Right? How are you going to let this random ass person have so much effect, right? And if you're still traumatized by some shit someone said to you in an email 10 years later, crying like a bitch on ESPN, well, congratulations. You're a full-blown bitch.
And now everybody knows it.
All right, yeah, it is. Apparently words hurt you. Sticks and stones. Apparently emails hurt you. All right, whatever, Randy. Whatever, Randy. I didn't win a Super Bowl either, so what can I say? It's true.
But anyways, how have you been since the last week and a half? Besides right now.
Guy. Well, a good thing, right? So I went to Game 3 of the ALCS, Boston versus the Houston Astros, and that was a good game. I get why people love baseball, right? I'm sitting in the bleacher section.
I don't.
You gotta go. I'm a firm, I would love to do nothing more than shit on baseball all fucking day.
Yeah, I was shocked when you told me you would.
I would rather watch a cat with no arms paint a house.
I kind of want to watch that.
than I would to watch a baseball game on TV. And then you get there, and it's just like, it's electric. You know, like, it's like, you ever been to like a playoff game before? You know?
I haven't, but
okay.
I can understand.
But it's electric. You can feel it in the air, right? And everything that is typical about everything that everybody says about how douchebag, Boston fans are, and go Sox, and this and that. It was all there. I fucking loved every minute of it, right? I was sitting right behind the center fielder, Siri. Whole time we're just heckling this guy, right? This one guy who's been heckling the whole night. He was way too hammered, and it's like, New England accent. He was like, Siri, I looked up you on your Wikipedia page. You fucking suck, and this man, and like you're close to these guys. I mean, like you can, like you're
sardines in there.
Yeah, definitely. I was in the bleacher section, so it was definitely tight. But dude, when they hit that first home run, oh my god, I was getting hit with beer from like rows. People went crazy. I'm high-fiving people I've never met before. Everybody's just singing along, right? And then you all need to know the thing they do at most Fenway games, the Sweet Caroline thing.
Yeah.
That's an experience. That is an experience everybody should experience, I think. It was a fun experience. I did like it. But I would definitely go to another baseball game. Wow. It has to be entertaining, though.
That's big coming from you, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not with the baseball shit, but that was entertaining.
Because baseball would probably be the last thing I would watch. But for you,
even before like women's basketball.
No, don't get carried away now.
All right. You want to hear some shit, right? So you know how a couple weeks ago we talked about WNBA playoffs. Apparently GCU has a WNBA team, but apparently the Chicago Sky, they won the WNBA championship. So congratulations to the NBA for successfully supporting them in a full season. But congratulations to the Chicago Sky.
They had to get kicked out of their stadium a couple of times. But,
Oh no, that was the other team, the Sparks or Phoenix something.
I was gonna say Phoenix something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Phoenix, who cares? But yeah, so apparently Chicago, they decided to shut down a couple of streets for a parade. And if you see these videos, dude, there's nobody in the fucking street. There's nobody there. There's like maybe there's like a bit of a crowd of people in one certain spot, but there is tons of videos surfacing throughout the internet of people like recording them, and there's just no one. No one's lining the fucking streets. Where's all these big ass NBA players talking about support the WNBA? It seems to be that as soon as it was inconvenient for them to fully support them, where are they at?
Yeah.
Where they at? I thought that was kind of sad. I thought that was more disrespectful to the Chicago Sky because if you win anything at a professional level, I think it should be recognized regardless. So I think once again it just goes to show that most of the people who chant for this WNBA shit, they're all frauds. No one was there. No one was doing anything for them, and they just looked like fools. Going down in this huge ass parade of buses with a bunch of police. No one was there. It just looked bad. It was a bad look. I think them trying to like force it down someone's throat instead of just letting people naturally gravitate towards it is a big problem too. Because once again, once you try to force someone to do something, they're probably going to be more reluctant to actually do it.
They're really trying to get the whole equality thing going. So anything women do that's, they're really trying to push that, that's looked at as society as a man's thing. All of a sudden it's watch this, support it. We got to get them back up. We got to get them up to speed.
All right, so like I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it, right? If it was just like support it for what it is. But don't sit here and say this is just as good as the NBA. Because like when you literally like when your highlight reel of the WNBA at the end of the year when most of it's just half-ass layups, like come on, like and it makes it when you compare to the NBA, it makes me sound like an asshole because I'm just shitting on these women for not dunking from the free throw line. But when you want to get paid as much as, a LeBron James, a Steph Curry, a Giannis Antetokounmpo, all these great-ass NBA players, right? But you can't do what they do. That's the difference. Don't get mad at me. Like, don't get mad at me because I'm seeing the difference in between the two products and I like one product more than the other one, right?
Regardless of gender.
Regardless of gender. Believe me, if the NBA, if the skills flipped, right, and the women are doing what the men are doing and the men are doing what the women are doing, I'm watching the WNBA all day because it's entertaining, right? It is entertaining.
And you'll be looked at as a bad guy, though, if you say the WNBA is not entertaining.
It's not. That's just a sad truth. It's not. I mean, like,
I've
watched some highlights. Of course, the commercials are shoved down your throat every 5 seconds.
They have to make that money somehow.
Well, yeah, but like, you're subsidized by the NBA. Chill out. It's just like when the women's soccer team thought the men they wanted to get paid just as much as the men. When they realized, you look at the contract, first of all, you guys got paid throughout all of COVID, right? Mm-hmm. You guys got all these benefits, maternity leave, all this shit. The men aren't a pay to play, right? And I'm pretty sure we went over this. The men's World Cup brings in $400 million. The women's $4 million. Do the math. Mm-hmm. Do the math.
Right.
No matter how much you win the World Cup, it don't mean shit compared to the men's. And that's when you look at the math. And if we're going to talk into a literal sense, let's talk into a literal sense. That's what it is. Don't get mad because your feelings are hurt. You brought it to the literal sense. You want to compare shit? Let's compare shit. Men are better at basketball than women. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Your opinion might be different. Leave your comments down below. You already know what's going on. Follow us on Instagram, 3-Man Lineup.
Yep.
But that's just what it is. That's my take on it. If you want to get mad at a bitch, too bad. Too bad. And another thing, right? Because
we can talk about this in the comments too. Give us your 2 cents.
Yeah,
we want to hear from you. But
you go and I'm gonna stick with the NBA because I've been taking more part into the NBA, right? And the Lakers team, right? The Lakers are some old fucks. Now they tried to reassemble. They got a guy. I like them getting back Dwight Howard, but they got Russell Westbrook, which is a fail. I don't think he's going to do them any good. They got Carmelo Anthony, that old bastard, right? Old as dirt. 17 years in the NBA, right? You got Anthony Davis, fragile as all hell, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they got a few good pieces, Kendrick Nunn. They have like I said, they got a few good young pieces around them, which I really like, but they got a lot of old guys. And a few nights ago when they played the Phoenix Suns, were pretty much gave LeBron that early ticket home. First time he got knocked out first round by Phoenix, let alone. So they go and apparently they had some type of tiff on the sideline. They were beefing or whatever, right? And they keep saying like we're all experienced in this NBA because we've all played for so long. We're super experienced, but you're trying to teach a bunch of old dogs new tricks, and that's not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. And I know you're not really big into it. You don't really watch the NBA like that. But
I get what you're saying.
It's just not. It's once again like
if you're the Lakers front office on paper, you look at that roster and you think, wow, we have a lot of experience, a lot of playoff experience. Mm-hmm. We can go far. Maybe bring another title, but
that's what they try to put an asterisk on the bubble championship, which all right. So I get it. We're in a bubble. I miss my family. Like, bro, you're getting paid millions of dollars. I mean, the NBA's got to recuperate some of that money. I think when people when some players like the Clippers, Paul George, he used that excuse, my mental state wasn't right in the bubble, blah, 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 blah. You know, I think they try to discount that Lakers championship because LeBron smelled blood in the water. And like a good leader, he went for it. He told everybody like, hey, let's fucking strap this shit up.
Yes.
And of course, you know, the Heat wind up taking them the distance, but still, they walked out with that. But even you watch Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless try to fucking downgrade the shit, you know, like
anything with LeBron, Skip Bayless tries to downgrade.
Yeah, and that goes in that whole Michael Jordan versus LeBron, who's king, and
yeah, and I see that every other video Undisputed puts out, and I'm just like, really, guys, like we get some new material.
We get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it.
Like we get it. Both of you are so rigid that you will never see the other person's side. So I don't know why you're still talking about it.
That is that. I need to get a sip of the drink. Getting parched. I am getting parched.
A lot of venting tonight.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to go over. If you guys don't know, big Steelers fan. We're on a bye week this week, right? But I am really disappointed in how our team has been playing for the past probably like 2-3 years. And at one point, I thought it was Mike Tomlin. Yes, I was one of those people that was like, maybe it's time for Mike Tomlin for the boot. Maybe.
I still think Mike Tomlin's a top 5 coach in the league. And personally, Mike Tomlin, he's like the last beneficial piece to that team right now. And like obviously, I'm not a Steelers fan. I don't know every single depth player. I don't know the young stars that aren't really getting much playing time, but maybe they're being groomed to eventually take over.
Even some of the young stars we have, like the Chase Claypool. I think Juju Smith-Schuster's a terrible influence.
Yes, because it's hard to believe that he's looked at as the veteran of the wideout position. But that's kind of sad, and he's out for the year. So now he's
the shoulder injury.
Yes.
But I hope maybe Chase Claypool decides to grow up a bit because I think they should snip that whole like TikTok shit in the bud. Yeah. You're getting paid.
I mean, at least they're not dancing on Sean Taylor's memorial.
Oh my god!
But
I wish I could just beat that kid's ass. I'd totally take that lawsuit. Whatever. Whatever, dude.
And the sad part is we'll probably still lose because who he's related to.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, not in the fight. The lawsuit.
I was gonna say. I might as well prep.
In the lawsuit.
Good thing we got a table between us.
Not in the fight.
Oh my god. That guy, he's got such a punchable face. You know it's so moisturized it wouldn't even hurt your hand when you punched him.
You'll go on a punch him and just go.
like a squeaky toy around just wee. Oh my god. So what else is going on in the NFL today?
Well, the Patriots blew out the Jets, which it's finally great to have to be back in the win column.
Fuck you, dude.
But you know what? The Patriots, their next game is at Chargers. So, can we actually please beat a legitimate team now?
No.
Our 2 wins are against the Jets, both times in the Texans.
No.
I'm not feeling that good.
You're not going to win anything.
Hey, listen. We'll have a better record than the Steelers.
I'm listening.
We'll have a better record than the Steelers by the end of the year.
Right? I hope we tank because I really want that quarterback out of Mississippi.
Who's that?
Oh, no. Ole Miss. Yeah, Mississippi. Ole Miss, yeah.
You talk like the Steelers are like playoff bound, but the way you talk about the Patriots, we're both in that phase where it's like we're trying to build for our future, but we're not quite there yet.
Well, first of all, even when you think the Steelers aren't going to the playoffs, we're going to the playoffs. Like we either have like, see what I'm really looking about it is like I'm looking at where we're gonna be able to get a pick from, like we're gonna stand up in the draft. Right, and I think every single year we do just good enough to where we don't have a good pick to get a decent quarterback, right? Because every single quarterback we've picked, right? Josh Dobbs, I like him, but he's a good backup, maybe third stringer, right? Mason Rudolph, he's got a permanent concussion, so I don't know how that man still has an NFL job, right? And then you got Ben Roethlisberger, and he got that Tommy John surgery. And everybody was like, oh, it's going to be all rainbows and sunshine.
I'm not going to shave until I can throw a football again. Remember when you said that?
He's just being a lazy fuck. I'm not gonna shave until I can throw a football again. Well, you still don't have a full face full of beard there, guy. It's all this cheap stuff. They're trying to get to. I see they're trying to get it to the receivers, make the receivers do something. I mean, he doesn't have like a. None of the receivers averaged over 10 yards a catch. I mean, like it was always like 9. I think Chase Claypool had like a 9.6. You know, it was like a 7.5, 4.4. You know, it's just like a lot of short stuff. And I don't think Ben can push the ball down the field at his age. And I think he has some type of.
If he still had star caliber players, I think his stats would look a lot better than what. Because I'm not someone that says.
But I look even if you look like some of the shit with like AB, you could just tell at one point he's just kind of just like, oh, AB's over there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like AB was that dynamic of a receiver. Because like when they had their whole beef, I was really pissed. I was like, Ben should be like, we need you. Like the whole downfall of that team was always their defense. I still remember that's like simmered into my brain. Mike Mitchell getting caught like literally on his heels on a flea flicker. The fuck are you doing, guy? Looking in the backfield when you are safety, right? Chris Hogan right down the sideline, 85-yard touchdown.
Great career, Chris Hogan, by the way. He retired today.
Who?
Chris Hogan.
From where?
From
Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Officially retired.
Who he retired to? Like what team?
I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, he was on the Saints. I don't know what team.
I mean, he might try to get one of those like 1-day contracts, go back to the Patriots, retire.
Or Buffalo, because he was. I was the team that. I think he was undrafted, but that was the team he started with. But
yeah, but no one knew him in Buffalo.
Right. Well, that's what I'm. Well, yeah. I mean, who knows?
I think Cooper Kupp's like the only like white dude who's pretty much made a name for himself that wasn't on the Patriots.
Yeah, and Adam Thielen, but he's kind of old news now. No,
yeah, Adam Thielen though.
No, Justin Jefferson's kind of the whole spotlight there.
Well, yeah. I mean, but yeah, Adam Thielen's a good number 2. I think it'll be more of like a Larry Fitzgerald in his later years.
Oh yeah, he's a good
mentor.
number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, a good mentor. But let's talk about the Cardinals too. Cardinals are legit.
They're 7-0.
Legit.
I saw they're 7-0 for the second time in franchise history. 1974 was the first time. 1974.
You weren't even a sperm in your dad's ball sack.
I was not. My dad wasn't even a.
How far are we gonna go back? I just think my biggest question is how durable is Kyler Murray, and this is not a knock on him at all. I am not gonna knock on him because he can't throw the ball. Lamar Jackson, cough cough. But okay, we're going to rewind. Lamar Jackson has been playing better, but I'm really waiting to see him in the postseason. I want to see Lamar Jackson do it in the postseason.
I want to see him. I mean, I don't want to say I want to see someone fail, but I want to see him crack under the pressure and then everybody jump back onto the bandwagon of, oh, we can't throw. But you see everybody praising him now. Everybody. Well, yeah. Because he had two good.
You rag on a guy.
Because he had 2 good games under his belt. You know, have you ever seen those things that are like start, sit, cut?
Yeah.
With 3 quarterbacks?
Okay.
I saw one of those. It was
Give it to me.
Lamar, Mahomes, and Herbert.
Okay. Lamar, Holmes, or Herbert. All right, I'm gonna bench Herbert.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna start Mahomes. Lamar, you can play wide receiver or something.
Okay. Well,
who are you doing? Who are you doing? It's gotta be the same order.
I said cut, right? Not trade.
Yeah,
that's a big difference. Cut.
Yeah.
I'd start Mahomes, sit Herbert, bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Cut Lamar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what.
Because if you want something,
if it was trading, I'd start Herbert and trade Mahomes because he has the most value.
Trade him for who?
Mm-hmm.
You got
like 10 first-round picks.
10 first-round picks.
But I'm just saying, I saw one of those things, and every single person was saying start Lamar. Why? Because he had 2 good games under his belt?
Because people think people think that his running ability will be the end-all, be-all to defenses. Like, the idea that every defense will never be able to figure out how he runs or never be able to figure out, like, him in a game. You know, that every single time you think you got him beat, you know, throwing the ball, he'll hit you with, like, a dirty run. That's what people think. They think that, you know, he's a Madden-type player. He has, like, his first year, oh, my God, he was making people look foolish. It's completely, like, idiotic with some of the angles they took. But obviously you see the more that they get film on this guy, the more he doesn't really look that good. He doesn't really look like a polished NFL quarterback who's been in the league for, 3 years right now? What is it? Yeah, 3 years?
I think he's in his fourth.
Fourth year?
Yeah.
So exactly. So you're in your fourth year and you're not really looking that good. I don't think that's a good look. And you look at Justin Herbert, I mean, for a young guy, I don't think people gave him enough respect when he was at Oregon. I mean, Oregon's my team. I love Oregon. I love the Ducks. And I think he might not be as fast and as dynamic as Lamar, but at least he can, push the ball down the field a little better. He's got way better accuracy than Lamar. So, of course, at the end of the day,
I think Herbert's a star in the making.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Lamar, I'll give him credit. He's quick. He can definitely break your ankles, but
you load up the box at that point.
And if you cover up,
he can't push the ball down the field.
If you don't let him get around the edge, that's how you stop it. Like, people act like there's no game plan against it. Like, he's like a Derrick Henry almost. Like, he's gonna run all over you.
Yeah, but he's not.
That's not the case.
It's not happening.
And he's not gonna run you over. He's not even a Cam Newton sized player. I mean, I hate to just spew hate on Lamar. I'm sure he's a good guy and all, but
yeah, but we're not.
I'm just trying to.
You're making observations and you're telling it how it
right.
is.
I'm not saying I hope he tears his ACL. I'm not saying that. Like,
but
if he wins a Super Bowl one year,
you're not saying it.
If he wins a Super Bowl one year, good for him. That's what I'll say about almost any other player. Good for him. I was wrong. Well, maybe I wasn't wrong, but I'm less right.
Yeah.
But
I think, like, when you go, like, I'll go back to whole Pat Mahomes. I think he might be one of those stars that just dies out a little too quick.
He's someone who I put him in the same category as a running back in terms of you shouldn't pay him big money though, because that's his weapon. No, Lamar.
Oh yeah, but that's why they still have. He hasn't signed his contract yet. I think he's still.
He hasn't.
Out his rookie.
They're
probably gonna franchise him.
They're negotiating though.
They're probably gonna franchise him.
Or give it. He does have a 5th year option though too, so that's what they're gonna use.
Oh yeah, all right. Use the 5th. See, and I franchise him. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. It's like Baker Mayfield. I wouldn't give Baker Mayfield big money.
No, I wouldn't. Well, he's not great, but he's better than what the Browns have ever had. So it's like kind of like
that's saying a whole lot. I get I'm a firm believer. No, I will take this. I'm a firm believer that he's just a souped up Johnny Manziel, a little chubbier.
The Browns never had gold at quarterback. So the second they struck Copper,
he never had gold.
The second they struck Copper, they were like, "Oh my God, we got to take this home," because I'm sick of digging.
Suck everything from what it is.
I'm sick of digging up rocks. So let's just take this Copper.
But I think that the way Pat Mahomes' career has went, him having so much success, MVP, Madden cover guy, on the GOAT of fucking Madden NFL and that bullshit. He's like the poster boy. I just think that defense is super suspect. That defense gets shit on every day. Daniel Sorensen, you can't run. You can't. Like, to see how bad that secondary is and how suspect it is. Instead of getting Josh Gordon, they probably should have got, another corner maybe. But I think...
Has he done anything?
Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
He had that one decent catch last week.
I didn't even see that. I didn't hear his name.
It's just kind of dumb because they think that, like, it's going to be like the NBA in some way where you could just start stacking up points, And Tyreek hasn't been the best to Pat Mahomes. He's been dropping a lot of balls. And, of course, Pat Mahomes' mother had to fucking say some shit on Twitter. Bitch can't just shut the fuck up. And this is
you see a lot of teams actually go for that now. Like, obviously, every team has every offseason to diagnose what their problems are. And they have some money to spend, right? Some more than others. Depends what your cap space is looking like.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of teams do this on purpose. They have that mentality of... Our defense isn't our first priority, but we'll score more points than you.
Exactly.
You see the Falcons doing it. Like, since when have they ever cared about their defense? But they'll have Kyle Pitts 4th overall. They had Julio Jones for the longest time, and so many other good complementary receivers at 2 and 3.
Even that Super Bowl run they had a pretty stacked team. The defense was good though. That Falcons defense was good that year.
It was decent, yeah. They were playing out of their minds because they had almost the same roster. I remember the year after, and they didn't really do anything.
Yeah, but like when everybody's on the same page, and you just feel it in the air.
Right.
You know?
I feel like every high-powered offense that they don't have a good defense. They could use like one star player on the defensive side. Mm-hmm. Like the Cowboys have Diggs. Mm-hmm. like they don't have a great defense.
But Diggs is a gambler, right? Because Mac burned him on the play just after that. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm not gonna say Mac still built like mac and cheese, but he's been impressing me a little bit. You know,
has he?
To get a pick six and then go right back at Diggs.
Yeah,
you know?
that was great.
That's a ballsy move right there.
We didn't deserve to win that game. I'm not gonna be that guy.
You're not that guy.
But Mac Jones has been a bright spot. He's made me not want to kill myself as a Patriots fan.
I mean, but like think about it. For all that money Bill spent in free agency, is it all paying off?
Not yet. I mean, come on, guys. Week 7. We gotta start kicking this dead body. You know, chest compression.
We gotta go to a Pats game. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? You want to spend the money on the team? I thought that was your team.
Well, not right this second.
Not right this second, you bandwagon bitch.
Not right this second, bandwagon.
You bandwagon bitch.
I
guarantee you got a Bucks jersey in your room somewhere. You got it like behind like 4 or 5 shirts. You can only put it on when nobody's around. You gotta lock all the doors and close the windows and just sit there and rub yourself in it.
As soon as you leave, I'm gonna go up to him and be like,
"You know I love you, baby."
Nobody will know about it.
Yeah, exactly. They'll never know. You'll never believe what happened. Someone was found about you. Oh my god! You wouldn't go to a Pats game this year?
I would love to go. I'm just saying, money is not looking good right now.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Let's go, Brandon. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh my god! So like, the F Joe Biden chants are all over college stadiums. You've had to see him by now.
Maybe. I've heard a lot of political chants.
Yeah. Well, so I guess there was like some NASCAR thing happening, and the guy who won it, his name was Brandon, and then the reporter's talking to him, right? And all you hear in the back is F Joe Biden, and like literally chant, F Joe Biden, right? And she goes, "Oh, what are they saying? Let's go, Brandon." like she was like like either the bitch was stupid as fuck, or like
she actually thought that, or just trying to cover it up.
They trying to cover it up, of course. I mean, come on. 80 million votes. He's the most liked guy ever. You know, just millions of people say fuck Joe Biden.
It's like signs with his face on it and an X through it. It's like, oh yeah, let's go Brandon. Big bold letters.
Big bold Brandon. Oh, big bold letters. Let's go Brandon. That was funny. But I think those chants are hilarious, you know. I didn't understand the heckling that goes on in sports until I went to a baseball game though. Some of the shit I heard, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and it was funny, right? Because the people that are there to point you to your seats and shit, right? Is this black guy, right? Mm-hmm. As a black guy, we have certain faces to where it's like, I don't get paid enough for this shit, right? And this black guy was just sitting there and he was just, his face, and I just couldn't do nothing but laugh. His face was just like, these motherfuckers, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
I can see his Facebook status now, like, oh, $13 an hour, but at least I get to watch the game.
Yeah, exactly. $13 an hour, but I get free tickets.
Someone told me the other day, because Gillette's hired. They're like, oh, you should go work at the stadium. I'm like,
fuck no.
I'm like, an hour away for $13 an hour, and I miss 90% of the game. Exactly. I get to hear it.
Yeah, you gotta turn around because like you see some of those people sitting on the sideline. They can't turn around and watch the game. They gotta watch the crowd.
Yeah.
You can't. You might be able to look over and see something happening, but you're not gonna be able to enjoy the game. It's pretty much saying, oh, you're around when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on the field. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
I was there.
Shut the fuck up.
Like the guy, like during like any snow game, the guy shoveling right in front of the doors. Like, I was there during that historic moment. I don't know what happened.
Raiders Patriots game the other time.
I don't know what happened at that moment until I watched it after, but I heard the crowd.
You know what's so funny? I literally spent a whole inning trying to get a beer. Well, actually, to take a piss and get a beer. A whole inning, right? A whole inning. I'm sitting in there and I'm like, hey, motherfuckers want $11, bro, for them bitches. $11.
One beer?
Yes. One motherfucking beer.
Did you buy it?
You didn't think I was intoxicated for a baseball game? Yeah, I was intoxicated for a baseball game. I spent like a good $85 altogether in beer.
What?
Oh yeah. Like the food expensive, beer expensive, but I feel like it's one of those things where like you gotta like fully.
Did you load up on one trip or did you keep going back?
Well, you can only buy 2 at a time.
Oh.
So like you kind of gotta like.
I didn't know if you were like, can I have 8
slowly...
beers?
If I could bring back 8 beers, I would have brought back 8 beers. But you gotta like buy 2 at a time, so like you gotta slowly sip that first one. But then after you're like 2.5, 3 beers deep, you just start chugging them because it's like it's pretty cold out there, and like you just have it in your hand and you're just constantly sipping it. So that's what I was doing, and all of a sudden I'm going there to go grab 2 more, and started hitting fucking home runs, whole fucking inning in there, and I was like shit, and I go get another couple of beers before the 7th inning stretch, and thank God I got back to get for the whole Sweet Caroline shit, an experience for everybody to do.
That's like the white people song. That's like that's
that is
the definition.
that is the definition of everybody hold hands together, white folks. Get the mayonnaise. Get the mayonnaise and the saltine. Maybe we could spice it up, put a little bit of salt and pepper on.
Put on your cowboy hats and khakis. We're about to sing Sweet Caroline.
It was good though. It's good. I think it. I honestly think if you're a Boston fan from like a different state, probably Boston is the best place to go. Like they don't care where you're from, but if you support the team, they love you. Even
in the world of wrestling, I know you don't follow that.
Oh yeah, men in tiny shorts touching themselves. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Yeah. Well, Chicago and Boston are notoriously the 2 greatest places to travel to, and
no, they're not.
I'm going to a show next week in Boston. And
you're talking about Philadelphia for a second.
Week. What?
Oh, you're talking about Philadelphia for a second.
No, Chicago.
What do you mean it's a nice place to visit?
No, the best crowds, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, passionate.
When they're not being shot into.
Yeah.
It happens in Chicago, I've heard. I've only heard I would never go to Chicago.
At least in wrestling. Chicago and
pay
Boston.
Me to go to
Boston
Chicago.
And Chicago are the places to be.
Yeah.
Just of the atmosphere and, the accents probably help too.
I drive by a I think it's a WWE facility in Connecticut, maybe.
That's their headquarters. That's
really?
Where their headquarters are, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta go in there see if I can get one of them tiny underwears. See if they got them on sale. Oh my god. What else we got on the table tonight?
Well, we should probably talk about the Bengals. They're 5-2.
You can't call them the Bungles no more.
No, you can't. The Bengals 5-2 for the first time since 2015 with Andy Dalton.
I think that was the year they lost to the Steelers in that wild card game. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't think they made the playoffs since.
No, yeah. They might have gone to the game to go to the playoffs. Yes, it was because they still had that streak.
And that was the year before they threw.
That was
they threw the game against the. No, that was the year before they threw the game against the Bills. so the Ravens the Steelers wouldn't make it. I remember that.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they were all the Steelers players. They won their game, and the Bengals.
Oh, I remember that actually. Yeah,
and they were all watching on the Titantron in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
Then that happened.
Don't win, guy.
And a lot of Bills fans lost their lives that day going through tables and all that.
I think where does that come from? The Bills Mafia? Let's jump through tables.
I don't know. I think it was just like that one drunk guy.
Yeah, does that show their intelligence? Like that's just like their shit. Just jumping through tables drunk as fuck.
I would really like to know in Buffalo, are there signs outside the stadium that's like jumping through tables?
I can see one guy trying to jump on the crowd.
Or like trying to like jump on a table but off the roof of the stadium.
Exactly.
How'd you get up there? I don't know. But
now, if I angle myself just right and account for the wind resistance, I will land 50 feet from the table. So listen, we watched the Michael Myers movie, all right? And I've come to a full conclusion Michael Myers is 50 Cent, right? Michael Myers is full-blown 50 Cent. No one should get shot 7 times, right? You saw that. Man got shot 7 times, and apparently it was still whooping niggas'
I didn't know he
bro.
was superhuman.
Exactly.
I was just a regular guy.
That was a whole wrench into the whole story of like Michael Myers because he's got to be superhuman at this point, right? Because
I can understand even being in the burning house. You know, like okay, you weren't engulfed in flames. You managed to get out. You saw the movie.
But you
saw the whole movie, right?
But you see him walking out of that from the flaming house. How every one of those firefighters came at him one at a time. You jackass! Like, didn't blow anybody's mind.
They had axes. They had pickaxes.
But you just gang up on them all together. But everybody lined up in a single file line to die.
You know, I asked my brother, and he's 15. All right, I was like, "You want to go?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Okay."
You went by yourself?
No, I went with Nate.
Nate? Oh.
and so
must have been dry.
So
Almost spilled my liquids.
So I don't want to like spoil it for anybody that's listening, but
fuck it.
You know that scene.
If you haven't watched the Michael Myers movie, go do yourself a favor. Pause this. Go watch it.
Go buy a ticket. You know the scene with the light tube in the kitchen.
That was so fucking hilarious.
Hilarious. I was like, okay, he stabbed her neck. All right, cool, right? I actually thought she forgot how to unlock a door.
I know. You imagine, right? You're like, oh, what's that sound coming from the bathroom? You see this big ass dude in a fucking white mask smashes out. I'd be out that bitch so quick.
Screw the door. I'm going through the window.
You know what's so funny, right? I think the whole time in that movie, I'm just looking about how much diversity there was in there. There was a lot of diversity.
There was Big John, Little John.
I could not take that whole scene serious when they're checking throughout the house and all like, Big John, Little John. Playing Marco Polo.
Listen, so he grabbed Little John, right?
Yeah.
And he put his thumbs in his eyes and pushed.
Oh my God!
Right? And listen, I don't care how much I love somebody and they're murdered. If I see you just in a pool of blood, I'm not gonna shake. Like your face can be ripped off. I'm not gonna go, come with me.
You awake? Even if you were alive, what kind of life is that to live? You got no fucking eyes.
Just kind of look both directions and go.
I'm doing you a favor here, guy.
Oh my God! But like even the daughter and her boyfriend. And he broke the boyfriend's neck in the stairwell. And I was like, you're going to go up to him and be like, hey, can you see me? Like,
I love how, like, after he was done pretty much just breaking this dude's windpipe, like, I thought he was just going to walk away and let him suffocate to death. Oh, no, he was like, yeah, I forgot to just snap your neck. let me just adjust you. Did you know I'm a part-time chiropractor? I thought that was hilarious. I didn't get it. Like,
I didn't like
at one point he was, I didn't like the ending either because he got shot 7 times and no one decided to put one in his dick. I would have shot him in the dick.
Nobody thought to decapitate him.
Oh, that's asking too much. The last guy that came at him with a chainsaw got that shit fucking in his neck.
Oh, but we have a third movie. I forgot.
Oh my God! If they make another one, I don't.
They are. Halloween ends next year. They already made it.
It's not gonna end. It's not gonna end. You already know that shit's not gonna end. You know that there's gonna be some type of loophole bullshit.
I can see like Michael and Laurie maybe dying together type thing. But I mean, I like the story. I love the first one.
But to go back to what I was gonna say with the diversity in the movie, right?
Yeah.
You know the scene, right, with the black doctor and the black nurse.
Where she has to go check.
Right, let me explain this shit, right? First of all, as a black person, I would have got out that town years ago, nigga. You're talking about there's some random ass fucking dude going around killing people on Halloween? I'm Audi 5000. I don't even got Audi 5000 money. Yeah. But I'm out that bitch. I'm gonna leave.
I'd probably leave the country.
That guy, the black guy, right? He got something stabbed through his eye? And I'm like, nigga, you could have left All you gotta do as he's killing the old lady, all you gotta do is open the door and dip. Usain Bolt that motherfucker, bro. Right? You don't even gotta run that fast. It's because it's dark and you're black. The illusion you make it, you run fast. And then the girl, oh my god, that shit, I pissed my pants, right? She's just shooting at him, bro, just shooting at the car, right? And apparently all he needs to do to kill this lady is to kick the door, break her wrist, so she just shoots herself. You ever remember seeing that?
Yeah, no, I remember.
That shit was hilarious. I pissed myself.
I thought that was the one that ran in the woods. That one would kind of have me on the edge of my seat, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, when she was hiding behind the tree?
Yeah, and you could just hear him go,
No,
I love seeing the kids on the merry-go-round.
Oh my god, there's some weird guy playing peekaboo. That just goes to show how naive kids are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be out.
It was like every other scene. You know, they're checking in the closet, and like you could hear their heart beating, and I'm like, there's gonna be a jump scare, but I don't know when, and I don't know where. The very first one in the movie, it was the flashback back to 1972 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Back when they initially caught him.
Yeah.
And those two cops were in the Myers house.
Oh yeah.
That first jump scare got me. I jumped out of my skin when he got out of the car. But then after that, I was like, all right, now I know to be ready.
I would like remember watching those movies, like the older ones when I was younger. I think for this one they used way too much like gore and like the way they killed. And I'm not gonna say like the way they were so like creative with how they killed the people.
They showed everything.
Oh
too.
yeah, they weren't holding back, no hold bar.
I also didn't think they would show the guy who jumped out the window at the hospital. I didn't think they'd show
Oh no,
him.
he's alive!
Yeah, come on, you gotta come with us.
Are you okay? Sir, can I help you?
Oh, don't worry, I'm a nurse. As his body is like on 3 different streets.
His like leg was next to his face. The whole back of his head was blown out. I was like, and it's so funny.
I like when that black couple, they were like, Michael was in the car.
Yeah.
She was like, go check. He's like, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, well, at least they did something realistic, cause bro, that shit, well, black people ain't sticking around for that. I'm being honest with you. Like, it's just not happening.
It's the stupid white people that'll die in the movie.
That's what I was saying. You guys, see, you know, if you're gonna have diversity in a movie like this, let's make it realistic, yo. You know every black person in that town left. You know they left. You know what? Let Michael Myers walk around Chicago doing that shit. Go do that, Michael. He broke the light. This lady's just standing there like, oh, you gonna open the door for me? oh, let me just stick this right in your neck, right there. Oh my god, that was the funniest scene ever, bro.
I like how that initial couple, you know, the one with the light tube and all.
Mm-hmm.
I love how he threw back the helicopter. And he's like, maybe there's somebody in there.
Yeah.
Let me go check. And then he's like, I think he was like, who are you or something? Like he saw him.
Oh
he
my
saw
god,
him.
I shit bricks. Imagine walking in your bathroom right now. You know Michael Myers is like 6, what is he like, 6 something, bro, 6'8". He's a tall
He's
motherfucker.
huge.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say 6'8", right? Imagine a 6'8" dude in a fucking white mask. All I'm saying is, right, if I'm in a house and I get a little RC car thrown back at me and I know anybody in there, I'm jumping out the nearest window.
Oh, it's just a mouse.
Nigga, fuck you. like, fuck you. Like, fuck you and how naive you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, go fuck yourself. I thought the movie was good. I just thought they relied on more of the shock factor and how they killed people than they did like actual.
He killed a lot of people. I thought Lori was gonna be out of that hospital within like the first 20 minutes.
I'm happy they didn't do that. I'm happy they didn't let
Obviously,
her.
I think she'll be out by the time the third one even starts. I love how they continued right from the first one. Like, you had Tommy in the bar saying, like, I wonder where Lori is. And then it just cuts to her bleeding out of her stomach in the back of the truck.
Yeah, I thought that was...
I like how it was literally like this... You could watch them back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's one movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I liked about it.
I just think if you go watch one of the older ones, it's a little more suspenseful.
I've never seen the older ones.
You gotta watch the older ones. I think they're even scarier because it's not like that idea of, oh my god, when's the jump scare gonna come? There's not a lot of jump scares, but when they come, you're fucking shitting bricks. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like false positives.
Because there's a lot of creepiness and just the guy staring at you.
Exactly.
And like you don't know where he's gonna be. Is it his reflection or is it the actual guy?
I think the older ones were way more suspenseful.
In the first one, they did a good job of that. I remember there was a scene like him standing in the window. She shoots at it, and the glass breaks, and he's not there. So she knows he's behind.
I liked how they did it a little bit more into the backstory of him. Like with the mental hospital and all that other shit. I thought that was cool. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you the story, right? It was when the first Halloween movie came out, the first like remake or something. There was a showing of the old one at a movie theater, but I thought it was a new one. I'm like, oh shit, the new Halloween movie's out. I gotta go watch it, right?
You went?
And believe me, I sat there for that whole first Halloween movie waiting for shit to change, and it never came. I literally at the end of it, I'm sitting there with my buddy. And I'm like, is this it? Is this it? Like, did we miss something? Did I fall asleep? Like, this is the old one. This isn't the real one, right? So I got all pissed off and shit. And I'm like, they fucking lied to us, right? And look, and the guy go out there, and I'm gonna go yell at one of the guys out there. I'm like, what the fuck? And I see where it says Halloween original or some shit. Like, I didn't look at it like hard enough to realize they were playing the old one. I thought they were playing the new one. Imagine sitting there for a whole hour and 20 minutes waiting for some shit to happen. It never happens.
Yeah, like when I watched Annabelle. Nothing happened.
Annabelle, all those movies are trash. Though.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of them.
These movies though.
You want a scary movie? Go watch Dead Silence. Dolls freak you out?
Yes.
Yeah, go watch Dead Silence.
Because I'm terrified of dolls.
Oh yeah, go watch that shit. And that shit ruined my childhood.
Annabelle didn't even. The one good jump scare in the movie they had in the trailer. So it didn't even do anything for me. To sum it up, what I do think this Halloween trilogy really knocked out of the park was the mask. I love them. I've seen some pretty stupid looking Michael Myers masks in these remakes and everything over the years.
Really?
Yeah, there was some I just don't like at all. But
I like when the original ones, how cheap they were. Like it was like a cheap doll, because he got it from a convenience store. That's the whole idea. Like if you've watched the trilogy, the whole Michael Myers trilogy, like if my memory serves me correct, he got his mask from like a store, like a regular ass store.
I like the original, but
I do like the original, how cheaply and how just like menacing it looks. You know what I'm saying?
This one, the way they made it look, even before all the burns and stuff, the way they made it look old and like cracked and not as white. It's kind of gray now.
Yeah, dingy.
They did a good job with the aging, because you got to remember that was what? I mean, I don't know how the timeline works.
They
40 years
ago. They
should
have made Michael Myers black. That would have thrown everybody for a loop. Because I'm like, you gotta notice like when he put his mask back on, like he's got like a missing eye or something. You didn't notice that?
No.
He's got a missing eye.
One
of his eyes are fucked up. Not like a missing eye, but it's like milked over. You know what I'm saying? You know when people get like those milky eyes? Yeah, like he looks like he got burned in the face. He's milked over. Like he's got to be 50 Cent walking, leading 50 Cent. No one gets shot 7 times and lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, that confirmed that it's gonna take more than just a couple. Because actually, when they like trapped him at the end and he was started, I thought
they were gonna kill him.
I thought they were gonna run him over with the truck. They stopped in front of him to get out.
To beat them all one at a time.
Yeah.
This motherfucker went straight ninja mode, bro. Took all these motherfuckers on with like what, a knife or something? Bro?
Nothing. I don't think anything. Or maybe he picked up a bat from someone else.
Oh shit! The idea of them attacking them one at a time, I was like, dude, this is not realistic. This is not realistic at all. And let alone this happens in a very urban white neighborhood. I'm just saying. He ain't going around Chicago killing niggas like that.
Like you said,
he is not doing that.
All the black people left.
Oh yeah, I mean, bro, go do that like in the inner city of Chicago, please. Go right up in some crack house and act like niggas ain't gonna shoot you on sight. Go down the wrong neighborhood somewhere. Go down to South Florida. Go down to Florida and do that with them motherfuckers, bro. Crazy ass bastards down there. You ain't doing that shit. Like, I don't get it. I like that killing, I guess, like the creativeness and what they did and how they made every death unique. Every death is unique and substantial. You just remember them. I like how they did that. And I'm glad that they did that instead of just trying to make it. He looks like more of a superhero than he does like a regular human being. I really think the real effect of Michael Myers was, oh, this is a regular ass dude. who's just wearing a fucking mask.
And
you know,
stealthy.
Exactly. He could be anybody and anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could just throw a white mask on and be a stealthy, creepy motherfucker. But now he looks more of like a fucking like a super villain or some shit. You know, I guarantee they're gonna try to pencil in Superman in one of these fucking Halloween remakes to get him to fight him. I mean, the man got shot seven times.
Like if I better never see like a Michael Myers versus Jason movie because like we all know Jason like this is pretty much Jason in a different mask. Like it's not supposed to be like that though. You know, Jason, sure, he's you can't really kill him, but like
he's afraid of water.
Doesn't
take any baths.
but like Myers is a regular person. Jason supposedly isn't. So like
I don't really
don't try telling me they're evenly matched.
Yeah. Well,
maybe they are now, but like
no, I think Michael Myers is in more of like a Freddy Krueger type of realm. Like, you know how Freddy Krueger, like, he's more of like an entity than he is like a person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he's still a person, but he has that, like, the way if you watch one of his movies and stuff, the way he kills, like, some of his people, how they get in his dreams and shit, you know? Like, he's more of an entity than he is, like, an actual living being. And I think that's what Michael Myers has come to at this point. Because, once again, like, I keep bringing it up. He's 50 Cent. There's no way. There is no fucking way this man got shot that many times. I'd be pissed, right? And like I said, I like the way they killed the people. I didn't like the way they wrapped it all up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
that's all.
I don't know.
Yeah, I never know anything.
I definitely didn't walk out saying, "Oh, I want my money back." I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for the third one. I'll be right back there on opening night again.
I hope they don't try to recycle any of the ways that they killed the people in this movie and the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I actually liked some of those characters that they introduced, and I was disappointed they all died. You know, like it would have been cool to see like, you know, someone other than Warren.
Little John, Big John.
Yeah.
You want to see a little Big
John?
Oh
yeah. One more thing. They open up their back door. Then they hear a knock at the front, so they go to the front door, right?
Well, they separate.
And then no, they both go, and then one of them goes, "Did you leave the back door unlocked?"
Oh.
And they go back, right? And the back door is wide open, and there's some bloody handprints on the wall. And they go, "Let's go look."
He locks the front door too. That's some real white people shit. I know, Justin. I'm making observations here.
Somebody is in your house. And you're gonna go, like, you could literally go outside and drive away, and you would have lived another day.
Let's lock the door and go find him. Give him the little John. Big John, Little John. He's got my Little John. You know, I thought the way that another thing. Right, I'll go back to the first killing what he did with the family, the old interracial couple. How he like pretty much had that lady just like dying to death, right?
He made her watch.
Yeah, I made her watch as he literally laid her fucking husband over the table and just started yucking knives into his back. God damn, that is one mean, vindictive son of a bitch right there.
To me, that was like, I was thinking right at that moment, I'm kind of glad I didn't bring my brother. I was like, oh, yeah, that made me
Yeah, some of them were like, ooh, I gotta maybe squint my eyes a little bit because I don't want to see it.
That made me squirm a little bit. It did.
Yeah, it was, all in all, it was a good movie. You know, I'd watch it on Blu-ray someday.
There were a couple people where I was like, I thought he was gonna like spare them. Nope.
Oh yeah, the dude on the banister. I was like, bro, you already broke his windpipe.
No mercy. Good. I thought he was gonna let the black girl live. I thought he was just gonna kind of look at her and just gonna keep going.
Nah, about his day. Kick the door.
She got one of the worst.
She got one of the dumbest ones. It was so dumb, it was hilarious. Like, lady, really? You couldn't like put two hands on a gun, aim it, and
he took the light tube. I was like, what is he gonna do? Smash her head with it? Okay, breaks it. Oh, okay.
Oh no! And she's just like, oh my god, I can't move. And I'm pretty sure I would be paralyzed in fear. But at one point, when you see your spouse get his head bashed in on the side, like, you gotta bounce. You gotta bounce. All right, I'm saying, right, if my significant other saw me get stabbed to death by that guy and stayed around, I'd meet her in heaven and be like, well, you kind of asked for it. you kind of. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I died, and so for you to live and you're still dead? Fuck you.
Oh, man.
Wraps it up. I like this new mic. I like the mics we got set up now. I feel way professional. I feel good about doing this.
Yeah, maybe something else to cancel out the echo here, but like
you know,
we did good. We did
good. We delivered. We promised and we delivered. I know we kind of went off on a little Michael Myers Halloween rant.
It's all right. You know what? Maybe and hopefully next time we're uploading. It's on Halloween. That's next Sunday.
Oh yeah, yes it is. Hopefully there's more interesting NFL stuff going on. I feel like the NFL. We'll
be putting out a lot more content now that we have the tools we need.
We do have all the tools, and in the next month or two, we are going to be bringing on guests every other week. We're going to try to do it twice a month, but
we're going to be playing some games. We're going to be having some fun.
Yeah, we're going to need you guys active in the comments on our Instagram. We're going to do a lot of giveaways, a lot of games, a lot of prizes and stuff because we want to be interactive with the audience. So comment in the YouTube section. We're always looking at the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I mean, it feels good though to be doing this in such a officially now. You know, I don't feel bad talking into a fucking phone.
Yeah, I don't feel like a kid anymore.
You know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? $350 mics. Hopefully, you don't sound like the first person in the comments to say you sound like shit. Michael Myers. I'm gonna send Michael Myers for you. I hope you don't have any fucking bulbs around. But that's it. Yeah, thank you guys for listening another week.
Thank you so much. We will be back next week. Thanks again.
Another week of NFL Sport Clock's gonna hit you next week. Spooky dooky Halloween. Hopefully no Michael Myers comes through. See, this is probably the one time I'd go the one time I would go to like a really bad city. It's probably like Halloween, because at least any of the serial killers in fucking Chicago will probably get shot by somebody else, not by them. But
yeah,
that's that. All right, thank you guys for watching. I wish we can get an intro and an outro. That's the next thing we got.
That's the next thing. And our neon sign.
But that'll come. Should we beatbox to cancel the video? You know what I'm saying?
We'll deny that it's us.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.